back. Top of the hour, the Rick and Bubba Show. We now welcome all of you viewing on Turner South. Good morning, and how are you?
Howdy.
How you doing? Time for the top of the hour song.
Howdy.
Are we ready? Are we ready for the top of the hour song? Are we all ready? Huh? Yeah. Everybody singing, followed by our national anthem this morning. Here we go. It's time to get up in the morning. Yes. Drink my coffee, hurry up. I got to get to work on time. Hey, hey, hey! Hear the whistle. Beep, 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 beep. The train rolling down the track. See you later. Hurry back out of my way. Got to get to work on time. Hey, hey, hey! Everybody can. Hey! I got the hustle. Oh, my muscles getting big. Getting hot. I'm sweating like a pig. Got to hurry, scurry. Got to get to work on time. Oh. Go pack a lunch here. I'm working overtime after taxes. Barely make a dime. Yes! Got to get to work on time. Time for our national anthem. Got to get to work on time. 2 minutes past the hour, the Rick and Bubba Show. Thanks for being with us this morning. A lot to cover. A lot to go over. I would, right out of the gate this hour, like to tell some of you, since we were out and about last night, a lot of us took in the circus in town. Talk a little bit about that coming up this hour. So I ran into a lot of people yesterday. We had, yesterday was our first live show of the week. We had been away for the inauguration of our friend, and excited about the new governor in the state of Alabama, Bob Riley, and his fat, wonderful family. And so we were away. You know, best of shows can sometimes cause confusion. I mean, it can really cause confusion. But people lose sight of we're not here, and this is stuff from a long time ago, yeah. Our old stuff. So let me announce this morning for the 12 to 15 people who congratulated me and Sherry on our new baby yesterday, that Sherry is not pregnant.
No.
Okay, hopefully she is not. I don't know. We did not announce.
That was a replay.
Somebody said, hey, congratulations on you and your wife being pregnant. And I said, now, where'd you hear that? Because I really wanted to know.
Do you know something I don't
she says,
know?
I was listening to the show on Tuesday, and I said, okay. I wasn't there Tuesday. So I said, the baby that you are congratulating me on is 18, 19 months old. So I'd be more than happy to let you see the Tasmanian devil if you want to.
I guess they missed the time where I told everybody this was from back when when Taz was conceived.
Yeah, well, thank you. We didn't actually share that moment with you on the
yeah,
but we
close to it, though.
Yeah, well.
You kind of told us it was a nice Labor Day or something.
It was.
Forget what it was.
So,
what was it? The trip to New York, that's what it was.
Oh, yeah. So, when you're married and you have 4 kids, they're far and few between, or few and far between.
Sure.
So you remember them almost individually now. So that they
all have their own number.
Yes.
Yeah. On the little day plan.
That was 017. I do want to say that please don't lose sight that replays and best of shows are not live. Maybe we need to say we're not live more. I don't know. Yeah. It was wow. There was a lot of people congratulating me yesterday.
Yeah. Also, Rick, Super Bowl week, we'll have to talk a lot about that. But before we do that, folks, hold the press. Big news yesterday. U.S. District Judge Robert Sweet threw out, Rick, what is now known as the FAT lawsuit.
Bravo.
love you.
You remember this lawsuit that the group who had tried to turn it into a class action suit against McDonald's, saying that that their fast food was causing them to be overweight and, you know, all of that kind of stuff.
Sure.
For once, when I heard this yesterday, I felt like
all right. It's okay.
I felt like standing up and clapping and screaming wherever I was, and say, thank goodness that common sense has finally returned to the courtroom.
What enigma.
What an absolute idiot that brought this case to start with. Matter of fact, the judge should have said, so y'all think hamburgers are getting you and you can't do nothing about it? I'm going to lock you up, okay? You need a mental test.
Yeah, I'm locking. How about this? I wish to say not only am I ruling in favor of the fast food chain, I'm also going to let everyone know that is taping this for newscasts around the world, you're an igmo.
Yes. I would have said IGMO and have it entered into the court documents.
And you've irked me beyond repair.
You know, the judge used what I consider just a little bit of common sense and said, you know, that the downside of fast food is pretty well known by consumers, and nobody's holding a gun to your head to go and eat. What are you doing in my classroom? Hit the road. It's
kind of like when I run in, it's rare, I get an email or somebody will make a snide comment or whatever, and it's rare. Because most people do have common sense that don't like our show. They'll say something like, you know, well, I tell you what, I can't stand listening to y'all. And I go, did they just turn you loose? Can I see the shackle scars where they chain you to the radio? How are you getting hit with it every day?
Or my favorite, big knob on the right, pal.
Yeah. Now, how are you getting attacked by the show? You know, I mean, how's that happening to you? I've never once driven past a fast food restaurant and all of a sudden a robotic arm come out and jerk me in there and stuff a hamburger in my mouth. Is that right?
Well, you know, what it was about, Rick.
And then it goes, and how about a pie?
It was just another case of somebody with a problem trying to blame their problem on somebody else other than themselves. How about this? I'm overweight. You know why? I like to eat. It's my fault, period.
Yes, I am tubby because I eat. I don't eat that well. I've tried to do better, and I don't exercise enough. I've got more coming in than I'm burning off.
Yes, that makes you fat. It's simple arithmetic,
sure,
which we're not very good at because some of you can't understand these tax plans, but I won't get into that today.
We're not speaking about those of you that are on some kind of medication that's blowing you.
No, or have some kind of health issue, gland hung up, something, whatever.
Pure gluttony is what we're talking about.
I'm talking about the majority of us are fat because we eat too much.
Yeah, or eat the wrong things.
Yeah, and don't exercise. It's like you said, very simple deal. So thank goodness for the judge with a little common sense and that we will not have a case of some kind of jackpot justice here over something ridiculous. And what it does, Rick, it makes the cases where somebody has a legitimate complaint, it makes everybody suspicious of it, you know? And we've had this discussion. I don't think all lawyers are bad, okay? Just like I don't want people to think all morning shows are bad based on what Howard Stern does, you know?
Sure.
But this is just a case right here where these people had nothing to lose to throw this up the flagpole and hope they got a big payoff.
Well, to me, though, you know, if you're out there in the lawyer circle, why not be the guy? And I know there's some of these guys out there, but we need to see them more. That this guy comes into you, you have your meeting with him, he presents his case to you, and you laugh and go, you got to be kidding.
Yeah.
You
go, get out of here.
Get out of my office before I kick you right up in, you big lard behind.
Isn't it ironic, too, his name's Judge Sweet?
That's funny.
Yeah, it is.
Hey, that's funny right there.
And it's Robert Sweet, which would make it Bobby Sweet.
Look, his next case, now he's tried fast food. Next, look out, ice cream.
Yes. Can you believe that? I just, the whole fact that case was brought up is just, I mean, to me, is scary.
Now look, when you get out of reality, I admit, being a fat person, that there are times I would swear to you that on my way home I was ambushed by a chocolate milkshake.
Sure. Now, I've told my wife I was.
It tackled me from the side. I never saw it coming, and before I knew it, I was enjoying it. And I crave it, and I want it sometimes.
We just love sugar.
Yeah.
Sweet.
And you know what? I mean, I know what's good, what's not good. I got a good grip on it, and it's a free country, and it's not illegal. If I feel like I want to go out and get myself a hamburger and fries and a drink, I'm going to. But I'm not going to cry about it if it puts a little weight on me. That's on me.
Yeah, put a little ketchup, a little Texas Pete on it, you're ready to go.
Right. How about this? That's what I love about this country. You can eat anytime you want. If you've got some, well, you know, even if you don't have money, we'll feed you.
How about this, Rick? It is the land of milk and honey, all right?
Do y'all
I mean,
realize-
24/7, you can get food here anytime.
You know,
and you get any kind you want. If you're a vegetarian, we got that.
I'm not trying to, you know.
If you like preservatives, we got that. I mean, we got it all.
How about this? Let me tell you how far we've gone in this country. How bored we are. We have so much food. You know,
no. Let me tell you this. How about this? We pay farmers with tax dollars not to grow food.
Too much food.
We've got too daggum much food. Quit growing it.
How about this? We've got so bored with food. Just how far we've taken it. Smucker's has now come out with a completed peanut butter and jelly sandwich. You ain't got to fix it. They've already.
Oh, yeah, it's already in a pack.
Yeah, they've done the whole thing.
My kids have got it.
And I love them.
Yeah. You just rip it open and eat it.
Yeah.
Preservatives in there. I mean, it's good for like 6 months.
That's right. How about this? Taz lost one. We found it in the couch and ate it.
Yeah, sure.
We don't know how long it had been there. It was still very delicious. I mean, the preservatives we come up with are incredible. Yeah, how about you could leave a Twinkie. You could leave a Twinkie and pick it up months later, and it's unaffected.
How about this? Bugs won't eat it either.
No, bugs won't go to it.
You just leave it out on the counter.
You know why? Because the bug's not big enough to handle it. If a bug gets a hold of a Twinkie, it'll explode. A Twinkie has to be taken in with something that's got a little mass to it.
How about this? The USA leads the world in a lot of things, but one of the things I'm the most proud of, Rick, is food additives.
Oh, yeah. Well, you know, Jay Leno, back when he was funny and was edgy, and you know, when he had the great line, "We've got so much food, we play with it." I mean, no other country has Mr. Potato Head. You know what? No other country has Mr. Potato Head. I mean, we'll play with food.
We have food. We put hats on.
How many other countries you know that it has like plastic fruit?
Yeah.
We'll just decorate with food. You know, we'll hang food.
We'll put it in a little basket and say it's pretty.
All right, we'll be back.
Oh, man.
Speedy's got a presentation for us next. And
surprise.
I'm always uncomfortable with these.
Oh, my God.
15 minutes past the Rick and Bubba Show. Our toll-free number is 1-877-WE-BE-BIG. Our fax line is 205-945-3999. On the World Wide Web, it's Rick and Bubba, spellout.com. Go there and find out all the information about the Rick and Bubba Show. I mean, everything is there and coming soon. Those of you who've been asking for them, Rick and Bubba bobbleheads.
Oh, boy.
Yeah. By the way, I noticed last night Bello at the circus has bobbleheads. Jimmy told us about them. Boomer got one as his souvenir, a Bello bobblehead.
Did he really? That's funny.
Circus proud of their souvenirs.
Well, sure, Rick. Sure. They got, look, you can't just get somebody to swing from the top of the tent for nothing.
Really, I'll tell you this, though. The bobbleheads were very reasonable. I've seen them priced much more than that. But now, though, if you go for a stuffed elephant, look out, though.
Yeah, look out.
Let's go to the phones. We've got John is in Foley, Alabama, and Speedy's got some presentation he's about to do. John in Foley. John, how you doing?
Doing fine, guys. How are y'all?
We are superb.
Monkey Grass.
Thank you for calling.
Welcome to the show.
Glad you finally got in here.
Yes, me too.
What's on your mind?
I was just listening to that last segment y'all were doing on the suit that's been brought against McDonald's and I guess thrown out of court.
Yes.
Yes.
Thankfully, it gives me hope in the system.
There you go. That's all we can hope for. I was listening to Rush Limbaugh yesterday, and he made an interesting point as far as they didn't really have any, I guess, real intent on this actually making it through the court system at this point. But what they're trying to do is, I guess, desensitize future jurors. And he mentioned the same way they did against the big tobacco suits.
Yeah,
the way they started out, they didn't really have any intent.
Well, Rush said this long ago, and he was correct. He said, all of us have an easier time jumping on the tobacco companies and really standing up for these people that started smoking and then got addicted to it. He said, but he said it won't stop here. See, that's the unfortunate part. You either need to outlaw these cigarettes or leave everybody alone. And
exactly.
if it's legal, then and you know it's bad, and you're still puffing away. I'm not talking about somebody that got addicted to it in the 70s. When they were when everybody on TV was smoking, and everybody thought it was great. But I'm gonna tell you something. From the 80s on, if you pick up and start smoking, you're an idiot. I mean, the information is there. And but
you would be better served to lay down in the highway and get it over quicker.
Right. I mean,
and save you and us the trouble.
But the other part of that is it's legal and you can do what you want.
Yep. You have choice.
It's not illegal. And so he said this is all fine and dandy. He said, but then when these people start deciding what food's good for you and not good for you, and they want to take that away from you, and they want to make it illegal, or they want you, they start suing fast food places, or then next they start, suing anything that might be deemed not healthy for you. He said it's not going to stop.
Well,
and he was right. He was a prophet.
And it gets in then to telling us, which you already see in this country, who you can like, who you can dislike, what you have to think about every group that does everything, and it's mind control. That wasn't what this country was about. It was about freedom. If you ain't on somebody's wagon, you ain't got to like it. That's the way I look at it.
You don't. And even people that we completely disagree with, I sure am glad that they can say what they want to say, no matter how stupid it is.
Sure, absolutely, and we can say what we think about it, too. I think it's a great deal.
But the problem is we've confused common sense. We have laws. You can't degrade. You can't run in the theater and scream fire. That's not freedom of speech, because now people can be harmed. But there's common sense in that. I don't think burgers and fries fits that part of that. This is something we got to do away with.
Right.
I mean, if people are going to be glutton, and I have been gluttonous and overeat and just continue to eat stuff or eat it in a way that's maybe not as healthy, that we can't police everybody. People have got to be able to make decisions for themselves in certain parts of life, and I think food would be one of them.
I've always found it interesting. It's kind of an accepted line of thinking that you can't legislate morality. That was the big justification with alcohol. But to me, if you can't legislate that, how can you legislate what people want to eat? To me, it falls down the same category.
Sure. I mean, we have...
I mean, if that is your line of thinking, then you ought to think this is a frivolous lawsuit. And it goes back, too, that if we had a little bit of loser pays, they would quit floating these test balloons up the flagpole, because they get expensive for them.
Well, and like it's been documented many times, the problem is none of these things really want to be, like cigarettes has become a great political tool. No, none of these politicians want to outlaw cigarettes because they make a lot of money off of them.
Sure.
And if they ever need tax money, they can always scream, let's go get the evil cigarette people. And if they really were sincere about it and thought it was horrible and it was killing people and people are addicted to it and we've really made a mistake, sure, they'd outlaw it.
Well, and every day, Rick, you'll see a story on the news where they took this tobacco settlement money that was supposed to go to help people who were sick with it, for ad campaigns to keep kids from getting hooked on it. They don't use it for that. They use it for their general fund stuff.
Yeah.
They do in our state and everywhere else. I mean, once again, they're not doing what they said they were going to do with the money, which if you trace back, it's kind of hard to find them keeping a promise on what they said they were going to do with the money.
Well, I remember where I grew up, the first station I ever worked at, I ended up doing a little morning talk show. And there was a big push there locally in town about they wanted to redo the courthouse, and it needed to be redone.
Right.
Well, they decided nobody wanted their taxes raised, so they said, well, we will raise the sin taxes on the smokers and the drinkers to fund the courthouse. And then they put a no smoking sign on it. and I said, you people who built this need to go in there and fire one up today and smoke to your heart's content right there in the lobby. I mean, you need to just you built it, you fire one up.
See, our whole taxing system now in this country is pitting one group against the other.
Right.
Smokers against non-smokers, one class against the other, this color. I mean, the whole thing, everything we're doing to raise money is a divisive thing. Instead of us just being honest about what we need and funding that in an honest way, and on the flip side, the government being honest about, we can't make everybody's life perfect. We're not going to be able to take care of every problem. And, I go back to that great example of the 10%. I feel like that is, I just feel like that's a magic number on that.
Well, it's just like what we were talking about the other day about this number, and I forget who. I think Limbaugh did it, and maybe Riley, somebody else, talking about this number where the article came out that said 50% of Americans like the new tax plan, or want taxes to stay like they are. They don't want any more break on taxes. What you didn't know, the 50% that want taxes to stay the same,
67% of those don't pay any taxes.
Don't pay any taxes. So if we just said everybody pays a certain percentage of their income, but everybody pays, everybody.
Yeah. Yeah, you know, too, I've never understood this.
No loopholes, no anything. Take the percentage of your income, reduce it down, but everybody pays the same percent, and there's nobody that doesn't pay.
And then everybody is paying the same amount, so it is fair.
Yeah.
But see, some people are bad at math, and they twist that around and make some kind of issue out of it, which, you know, I go back to that 10% issue. The widows might, I mean, nobody had a free pass. You paid your 10%, thus you were part of the system.
And the people who had more money paid more dollars.
That's right, absolutely.
And the other part about that would take away the silliness. Y'all realize we've gotten to a point to where we actually say, and we said this 1,000 times, let's drink, smoke, and gamble for children. That's where this system gets us.
The only thing missing is prostitution.
And that's just
stand by, it's coming.
That's just around there with the slogan, do it for the kids. That's just around. We've said it on this show 1,000 times. If you're new, you need to hear it again. Based on our system, and that'll be the next thing to go, your husband could go missing for 4 days, come in penniless, smelling like cheap perfume, alcohol, and cigarettes, and he can say, honey, I went off for a 4-day trip to help my children. I'm just trying to help the kids to better their education and their way of life. That's where that gets me.
You know,
does that make sense?
You know, I just crave and desire the day that someone will be honest and stand up and say this way we're doing it is a joke, and this patchwork won't get it anymore, and let's do something to fix it and go to a flat tax across the board.
Well, that's what this is about. They want to start taxing fast food because they're going to say it's bad.
No, I don't think so.
We'll be back.
Rick and Bubba.